going on, you guys? So I'm here, I'm going to be putting in a new CD player in the old Dodge today. So I'm sitting here, I got this JVC head unit. And it's actually not a CD player, it's just Bluetooth, because I couldn't find a CD player. So as you can see, it's thin. Comes with these two little things, and that's to get your sleeve on and off. I'll show you later on in the video. Comes with a mic and a harness. Okay, so when you're looking at this wiring harness, what you're looking at here, it's actually pretty simple. Yellow cord, not too sure. Never knew what that was, don't need it. Black cord, ground. Red cord, power. You're going to be hooking up basically three things. Your ground, your power, and then this is called your controller. Now, off of your amp, you normally have a blue wire running up to your headset, and that goes onto your controller. And the other thing that's labeled here is your steering wheel remote, which is this green. So we're not going to be putting that on because this is an old truck. That's for new vehicles. And the rest of these are all speaker wires. So that'll be your front and rear speakers. So you can put on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 speakers. And I got some components, some tweeters I'm going to be putting in right here. So, and then 2 speakers in the rear. So I'm going to be using 4 of these speaker wires. So this particular head unit here came with the microphone. So you're going to want to first figure out where you want to place your mic. So I'm going to be putting it just on my dash right here. I'm just going to screw it down. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just feeding the wire down through the back vent. You can see the light crack right there that I'm feeding it through. So that's just going to basically come down through here and plug into the back. Now there's a little sticky on the bottom of this, just for mounting purposes. I'm going to unpeel the sticky pad, put it where I want it, and later on I'll put a little screw through that so that that stays there. I'll be screwing that down, but yeah, and then you tuck all this extra wire up in the dash, plug it in the back of your headset. Mic installed. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the old CD player. That's what, 2 screws, Phillips. Okay, keep those down in your screw container. Pull your old CD player out. Unhook your radio. And shall I mention before we do this, it's always good to unhook your battery. So I'm going to go and do that right now. Okay, so now we've disconnected the positive terminal from the battery. So, we've unhooked the antenna cord, and then there's the old harness on this CD player here, so you're going to want to unhook this old harness. Sorry if I'm in front, I gotta figure out. Okay, so now I've pulled out this old harness. I'm going to zoom you in. So what we're looking at here is just a whole bunch of wires. There we go. Got the old CD player, which didn't work worth the hot dang, the back of it. We got the new one. So now what we're going to be doing is taking these cords and somehow attaching them in here. However you got to do it. It's a good idea to unplug your new harness, bring it in. Now you're working with just the wires. So what we got here is the new harness. I got the old harness all pulled out. It's pretty straightforward now. So what you'll see is just like on our other one, you got your black, this one here. You got your black, that's your ground. Your red and your yellow, that's your ACC and your battery, so they both go to the power. The blue doesn't go to anything. The rest of them are speakers. It's pretty straightforward. So what I'm going to do is get into it right now. So you always want to start with your ground wire first. That way the whole system's grounded. So this was the old connection. What I've done is I've ripped off the old wire, and this is kind of a funny connection, but I'm tying onto one of these strap grounds, so I did a connection like that. But yeah, so ground is in. Now we'll start doing I'll probably leave battery till last, so that'll be the red and the yellow. That'll be last. So right now what I'm going to do is do all these speakers. So I'll just randomly select one. We know we got a white with a stripe. Go onto the old harness. White with stripe. Okay, there's your connection. Take your snippers. Snip them. And I'll just be stripping this end, and making the connection. And there you have it. First speaker. So now I have ground and one speaker, and we'll continue on. What do we do next? So what do we got here? Green. What do we have here? Solid green. Solid green. So go onto the old harness. Look for your solid green. There it is right there. No, that's green with black stripe. That there's your solid green. You follow it up, cut it up here, and we'll be making our connection. Okay, now what you can see here is got the old harness. All that's left to it is the power coming straight from the battery. I got the new harness. All the connections are made. It all starts making sense as you get into it. So all that I have left to do now is connect my yellow and my red both to this green wire, and then I'll shove it all back in and plug it into the back. Okay, so I got my main power all hooked up here, my red and my yellow to the green. So what you're going to want to do now is shove it all back in there. And I like to tuck them back as far as you can, because sometimes you'll get a little static on your radio if it isn't right. Okay, you got your antenna cable, which is right here. One thing we got to do first, we got to take our old head unit and we got to pull this off of here. So the way you do that is you bend these tabs. The way you do that is you bend these tabs back down. You can take any tool and just get her done. Bend these tabs down, so see that top part is now almost sliding. We got one more tab there. Okay. Flip it around, nothing on the sides, just on the bottoms here. 4 tabs on each side. So we got all the tabs bent down. We're going to peel this sizing plate back, which is this black plastic, and that's going to go on your new head unit. It may bend, but that's okay as long as it... Okay, and then you spin it around, and you take a screwdriver, and you bend up these tabs, you know, just a few of them. So we'll bend this guy up, and that's how to keep that tight on there. Bend this guy up, there's 2 on the top, and flip it around, do 2 on the bottom. Okay. So now that's on there. You're going to take your new head unit and you're going to slide it in from the front. You're going to slide your new head unit in. Comes down, clicks in. This is what we're left with. Now you're going to come down here. You're going to start by plugging in your antenna. Get that in there. And then you take your new wiring harness, you can plug that in. Okay, so your new wiring harness is in, your antenna's in. And then all it is putting it back in here. Pop your screws in. We should be looking at a finished product. So we're gonna mount that. Before I get too far mounting it, I'm gonna go put the positive terminal back on the battery and we're gonna give this a try. Okay, so we're plugged in, we got power. Oh, I can hear it in the speakers. Okay, we got, let's take her to a station that we know. 97.3, we all know it, the Eagle. My radio's got no signal, so let's just see if we can get the little iPod going in here and see what it sounds like. Kygo? You guys ever heard of Kygo? Let's get some Kygo going. Here we go. That there's how to install a stereo system in your old ass Dodge truck in about a half an hour. See you on the next one.